Welcome to today's video, everybody. In a little bit, I got a bit of an update on the S15 and getting all that fixed up. But today we're gonna be doing some work on the 32 Skyline. Last time you saw us, we took a whole bunch of stuff out of the coupe shell. Well, today we've got to go through all of that, clean it, get it prepped and ready to then go into the 32 so that we can move that thing around much easier. And the first thing that is on our to-do list today is the air conditioner and climate control stuff that goes under the dash in the Skyline. And this stuff definitely is going to need a really good clean. In behind here is the fan unit, I believe. But this is where things get really gross. This is the condenser. And yeah, there's some lovely stuff in there that we're gonna have to all clean out. We're gonna have to obviously try and clean out our radiator core as well. Now would be a really good time actually to replace these, as these do tend to crack and split. So I'm gonna pull this out and just gonna confirm that there's nothing that looks super sad there, because I would hate for one of these heater cores to start leaking on me, because generally it's a dash out kind of job. And I'd rather just make sure that that's in good condition before we put it all back in. But yeah, there's a lot of leaves and crap and bugs and all that kind of stuff in here that we want to get cleaned out. And I believe somewhere in here as well should be a like a filter, a cabin filter. Not sure where it goes on this, but I don't know, maybe these don't even have it, or maybe it was on another part that we don't have or something in the dash. But we'll go through all of this and see what we can find and clean up. So we already cleaned off all the rust and treated everything on here, and we've just putting a couple layers of some black. This is like the equivalent of Rust-Oleum on this, just the Japanese version. And this will be going inside the dash, and this is what holds up the steering wheel and everything. I'm not being too particular on it, although we don't have any runs yet, touch wood. But yeah, just enough to stop this thing from rusting again. It's what Nissan should have done from the factory, to be honest. Back onto the S15 here, I've been making some improvements and stuff like that while we're waiting for stuff to arrive. We should have everything by the end of this week, so I'm confident I'll have the car all back together and running in no time. With all the heat management stuff that we did in the last video, and we showed you all the damage, and this is another reason why I love YouTube, is I didn't think about this, but you guys in the comments were like, Sam, why don't you just reroute that wiring harness? And I thought about it, I'm like, they're totally right. There's only like one major plug that I need from that harness, and then two other wires for this. It can all run up in here in the fender. So we're gonna be running the harness through here, then up and above, tucked in the top of the fender, like on the other side, above where the wheel and everything will touch it. And we're able to just, this is the main power wires that go to the headlights. And then there's only one wire I need to extend and plug here, and this goes to the power steering. Otherwise, there's just two wires here that I need to extend and put a plug on, which I was gonna have to do anyways, for the boost control solenoid, and that's it. So thank you, YouTube comments. You guys, really appreciate you. Multiple people were saying, why don't you just reroute it? And that's such a brilliant idea, and I don't know why I didn't think about that. So another reason why I love YouTube. So I'm gonna be doing that, super easy to do, which then means the only things we have to protect down in this is a brake line and my aircon line. So we'll have heat proofing on all of that, and my little shield, I've got a shield plate coming, like a special alloy one, So that'll come and we should be good. I've also got a wastegate beanie coming. So a little beanie that'll bolt and wrap around the wastegate and try and trap and get rid of all that heat from radiating out as well. So we should be good. I've got all new heats, like fire sleeving on all of my lines, oil, water, everything. I did new heat proofing. I wish this would stop leaking coolant. We'll just raise that up a little higher. But yeah, everything is done. We should be good pretty much now for just those parts to arrive, power steering lines and stuff. I'm gonna be running heat sleeving on all the power steering lines, and I'm gonna route it the same place that the OEM ones used to run, which was in front of the oil pan of the engine. Right now this goes behind the engine. I'm gonna run it across the front of the engine and then over and into the rack. That way it just means it'll be nowhere near any heat. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that. We've made some improvements. I got a bit of wiring to get done, but before I can get this done, we're gonna go to the yard before the light runs out, and we're gonna work on the 32, because all of our stuff is now dry. It looks amazing, it came out perfect. So let's get to the yard and put all this in, and then we'll have a steering wheel actually mounted up there so we can move it around and actually kind of move the car a lot easier than it was before. It's so hard if you've ever had a steering wheel just like stuck on the floor to get in there and move it around. So yeah, one little, I guess, further step forward for the 32 Skyline, which I'm hyped about. Just waiting for that aero kit to come. I mean, can we just tell everyone what aero kit I'm putting on the car yet?
Not yet.
Not yet? I mean, it's kind of gonna be a special mix and match one, but all I'm gonna say is I'm going for early 2000s D1 GP style. It's gonna be really, really cool. I can't wait. It's gonna be such a cool car. And the paint color, oh, I wish I could just tell you, but you'll have to wait and see. Before we do anything else, I need to tell you about our new merch drop, guys. We're doing 1JZ GTE VVTI merch. So this is all based off the Chaser. You guys know how much I love that car, how much seat time we got in that car. But we've got shop banners, we've got new hoodies, new shirts, also new Ichigo Zoku hoodies. We've never done Ichigo Zoku hoodies before, so I'm super hyped about that. And I brought back your favorite SR20 stuff. So we've got SR20 hoodies and shirts will be back in stock as well. This Friday, 4 p.m. EST American time. Don't miss out. I'm expecting a lot of this stuff to sell out very, very quickly, limited quantities once again. But just a quick reminder as well that all the funds for all of that stuff and the merch and everything goes towards builds and everything we have going on the channel. So if you want to show your support, that is the best way to do it. Go grab yourself some merch. You look sick, you wear something that you can appreciate. Like, I mean, who doesn't appreciate a 1JZ? They just work. They always just work. But this is what it could look like, guys, in your shop. How awesome does that freaking look? I'm really hyped on our banners, actually. I think our banners are some of the best banners that any, YouTuber merch stuff released. So the SR1 is amazing. We're restocking these banners too. The Build the Dream ones. By the way, we're putting all of these up on the wall soon. Build the Dream and the SR21 as well. How sick does that look, man? So good. Anyways, enough talk about merch, guys. Obviously, drop is at 4 p.m. Friday EST, 4 p.m. EST time. If you follow me on Instagram, I always put the countdown there so that you guys who are in different time zones can set the reminder on your phone. It'll automatically tell you what time it is in your time zone, so don't sleep on it. And yeah, thank you for all your support as per usual. I'm sure all of this is going to sell out very, very quickly. Once again, limited quantities. And yeah, dude, it looks so good. So freaking good. The hoodies are even better. I don't know why I'm not wearing one today. That's because my friend Sylvia, she models our stuff. This is her merch. Why am I plugging her merch? This is a SAMMIT merch plug. Anyways, let's go. We're now at the yard and it's time to get to work on the 32 4-door. And if you come and have a look in here, you can see the situation that I've been talking about. Everything is missing in here. The steering wheel is just flopping down here to stop it from hitting the ground. It's got a wire like just tied up here to hold it up. That's all gonna have that bar in there that we painted and everything. And hopefully we can start putting all of that like climate control, air conditioning stuff in there as well. So all of that got taken a long time ago. We're gonna start filling this thing back out and making it a lot more of a, I guess, a movable shell. Obviously we don't have a drivetrain or anything like that just yet, but that is all coming very, very soon. But yeah, let's get to work. We got all the stuff in the back. I kind of want to do some BMX stuff today. and I got like a photo shoot and the Yokohama Chinatown stuff and new merch. I'm smacking my head on things. But yeah, look at this, guys. Beautiful. We've got our bag of nuts and bolts and all the other pieces. But this is the first step to everything. Putting this in. So I'm gonna get to work. And we'll see what it looks like when it's done. So we just realized that there's a little bit of a problem. The steering wheel column on the 4-door is missing these inserts here. It's just like a big gaping hole. If you can see here, it's just like these slots here. So those pieces are completely missing off this. I should be able to get them off that one, but it's just weird that they're missing entirely on this one. So we got a hammer and a screwdriver. We'll see if we can tap them off. If not, then well, maybe we can just take that whole column out and use that column. Ooh. Check it out, guys. We're gonna mount the steering wheel now. Excited about this. One step in the right direction. This has really got me hyped. Oh, the steering wheel's on here loose. This GTR wheel's actually kind of in really good condition. It's got a little bit of like dirt on there, a few nicks and stuff, but this would come up really nice. I'm gonna keep it for now, but oh yeah, look how loose that is. It's just held on there with the nut. But the stalk seems like it's in good condition. It's missing this side. Do the 32s even have it on this side? I don't know. But yeah, man, this turned out really nice. But yeah, we'll get these center pieces in. And then all of this will be done. One step closer. Now obviously we still have a lot of work that needs to be done with like the harness and getting everything changed. Like the whole body loom needs to be changed. All of this has to be ripped out and replaced. There's a lot of cut wires everywhere of plugs and things like that that just make no sense as to why. Like I said, this car was initially used as a parts car, so that's probably why people were so aggressive when like taking parts out of it. They just didn't think they were going to care and it was going to go to scrap. But here we are trying to restore it, so and bring it back from the dead. So now it's our problem. I found this center console piece, which is actually in pretty good condition, and I wanted to use it to see just like how far off, because obviously these center things here, they've been bent a little bit. And I just want to know how far off they are, and they're actually pretty spot on, surprisingly. Seems like the 32, like these are just really got weird bends from the factory. This one's a little tweaked, but not too bad. Should be fairly easy to get it in the right spot so that this all lines up. It seems like it just needs to go up a bit, which probably just means loosening the bolts and the bracket will slide up. But yeah, for the most part, this all seems to line up really well. Even here, if I get this all lined up with the screw holes here, what are we looking at here? Now that that's lined up, does this line up better here? Oh, it does, so much better. There we go. So it looks like everything's pretty well lined up, which is really good to see. It means that none of that stuff's tweaked or bent in the wrong place. And this came out of this car, so it's a good sign. It means that probably everything's okay. Yeah, we need to go through everything in here. What's that? Is that the horn one? No, that can't be. What is that? I don't know. A bunch of random stuff in here, but for now, I'm just happy that this kind of all lines up and it's starting to look a little bit more like a car, and we can actually move this thing and make sure that, you know, we can sit someone in here and steer it while we're pushing it and transporting it, because this thing's going to pretty much go from 0 to 100 very, very fast, and I want to make sure that everything's all good. Kind of sucks that like these zip ties have all been broken. I believe I can buy these new, so I'm going to search for these tonight. But they're just zip ties that like kind of screw onto the bolts here, or push onto these little like studs, and then they, you know, clip around the harness like that and clip in. So hopefully we can get these still. I'm sure Nissan still has them, but I have to take some pictures of them and go see them. Just making sure this is tight and not gonna, you know, come off on us. I probably should have put these in before I put this back in. I didn't think that through too well, but it's okay. It'll go in. It might be a bit hard to like get everything orientated. You know what? I'm gonna take yeah. I definitely made a mistake. I'm gonna take this off, and then I should be able to get it in there with no problems. For a moment there, I thought I was gonna have to take this whole piece out again, but we were very, very, very lucky because all I had to do is take this piece out and I could get it in there and then rotate it straight into position. But yeah, once you line up like the AC ports and the coolant, like heat exchanger lines, and get that in the firewall, then it all just kind of clicks into place, which is really nice. So we got all of this stuff back in the car. It went in a little bit more difficult than it came out of the other one because, like I said, probably should have put this all in before we put this bar in. I kind of forgot about it, but it's all good. It's in there now. Put this all back together, and we're done. We're done on the Skyline. It's actually starting to look good. Getting all these parts in here and kind of like starting to fill this in. It looks a little less empty, which gets me excited. So I'm pretty hyped about that. But yeah, we're gonna put this all back together and we're done for now. Skyline's more of a car again. I like that. Getting ready to leave, and we got the top back on the 32. And I wanted to show you guys that even in Japan you can get scammed. This was a boot trunk that I bought off Yahoo Auctions for $200. It was actually, like, I think after shipping everything, like $300. The guy never showed any of this rust in the listing. This is all that like we got to see in the listing, right? And yeah, well, it's rusted to crap. The guy completely scammed me. There's no way that this could be recovered and reused. I mean, I guess it could be if you really wanted to, but it's not worth it. You'd have to weld in new plates in here with threads and line it all up, and even the corners are all messed up. But yeah, so paid $300 for this, and then the trunk lid that I ended up finding 2 weeks after I bought that one was the same paint code and everything, and this one actually was cheaper. It was only $150, and it's in perfect condition. So I mean, look, at the end of the day, it probably cost me like $500 to get a good trunk because this one was scammed. But anyways, just got to be careful out there, guys. There's always someone trying to make money off someone. And unfortunately, Yahoo Auctions is not like eBay. You can't do PayPal claims or anything like that. So really sucks when someone takes advantage of you. But I'm looking at the bright side because look at this GTST badge. So I can get that off with some dental floss, and that will be applied to the back of this one. Back home now, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I am having a lot of fun experimenting with, you know, having Khan there helping with filming and all that kind of stuff. We're able to, you know, focus a little bit more on how the videos roll out and stuff. So let me know what you guys are thinking about that. Also, audio issues. I'm hoping from now on, the mic only just arrived, like literally as I got home, that everything should be resolved. I ended up just getting like a really expensive Sony microphone that Sony recommends for the Sony camera, and it should be like omnidirectional in all directions and sound really, really nice. So hopefully moving forward, we shouldn't have any more audio issues, and this will solve it. It's been pretty much the bane of my existence for the last, I don't know, since we got this new camera, and the camera looks great, the autofocus is great, it's just we had to get the audio polished up, so I had to do a bunch of experimenting, trying a few different things and stuff like that to see if we could get around it before spending crazy money on a Sony microphone. But anyways, we're sorted now. Hope you guys enjoyed. 32, it's making progress. It might not seem like a lot, but that's a big jump to get all that in there. It's starting to look like a car again, and I'm really excited about it. Keep an eye on this project because it's going to move very, very quickly. Once the aero kit is finished being made, it will happen very, very fast. So keep an eye out for it. I'm excited. Hope you guys are too. And I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out. Jamata. Oh, don't forget the merch drop Friday, 4 p.m. EST. Don't sleep. Peace. Jamata.